An efficient telecommunications network is the foundation upon which an information society is built. Welcome all. We, the Group 4 of IMI New Delhi PGDM Section C, will be shedding some light on the telecommunication sector in India. Next slide, please. Overview of the telecommunication sector in India. The telecom industry in India is the second largest in the world, with a subscriber base of 1.17 billion. The telecommunications industry is divided into various subsectors, namely infrastructure, equipment, mobile virtual network operators, wide space spectrum, 5G, telephone service providers, and broadband. The industry has witnessed exponential growth over the last few years, primarily driven by affordable tariffs, wider availability, rollout of mobile number portability, expanding 3G and 4G coverage, evolving consumption patterns of subscribers, and a conducive regulatory environment. Over the last 13 years, the Indian telecom tower industry has seen a significant growth. An average of 29,000 new towers have been built per year. It it is also estimated that 5G technology will contribute approximately $450 billion to the Indian economy in the period of 2023 to 2040. Thus, 5G spectrum trials are being conducted in India to ensure rapid growth of 5G technology across the country.
Ever since Reliance Jio's launch in September 2016, the telecom industry has been on a roller coaster ride. Telecom's monthly average revenue per user has declined by a massive 42%, even as telecom subscribers in the country have increased by 28%. While the profitability of the telecom players has come down due to neck-to-neck competition, the good news is that consumers are reaping the benefits from the price war, which began after Jio's entry into the telecom space. With the advent of Reliance Jio, the data consumption pattern has increased sharply. Since Jio's launch, there has been an increase of 924%. At present, 2,447 MB of data per user per month is being consumed, as compared to a mere 239 MB in September 2016. The per GB charge paid by the consumers have also seen a drop of 91% since Jio's launch. Consumers were paying 184.32 GB in 2016 as compared to a 14.94 in 2018. The next slide.
Evolution of telecom industry. The telecom industry was owned and run by government till 1990. The telecom industry began in India with the manual telephone exchange in 1882 in Kolkata. In 1885, the Department of Telecommunications (DOT) was separated from the Indian Post and Telecommunication Department. DOT was responsible for telecom services of the entire country till 1986. Then, advent of private players from 1990 to 2000. In the second stage of the telecom industry, government introduced the National Telecom Policy for operators in 1994. Cellular services were first launched in 1995. In 1997, Telecom Regulatory Authority of India was formed to regulate the fair environment to operate for operators and subscribers. During this period, telecom subscribers were growing rapidly. Operators were bringing in new innovations and reduced prices of cell phones, making it affordable for cell phone operators. Many new companies were given license to operate in the market. Then the golden era, 2000 to 2010. In this era, 2G was introduced and it gave the rise to mobile phone users, and the number of mobile connections crossed the fixed line connections. Then came the redefinition age from 2010 to the present. Telecom industry has been the most competitive industry in this era with the introduction of 3G, 4G and smartphones. It has seen entry and exit of many companies, and today, after a lot of price wars, the dominant players of the industry are Jio and Airtel.
It is imperative to understand the concept of adjusted gross revenues before we try and build a deeper understanding of how the sector is functioning right now. The industry shifted from a fixed license fee model to a revenue sharing model in 1999. In this course, telecoms are supposed to share a percentage of their revenues with the government as annual license fee and spectrum usage charges. As per the Department of Telecom, adjusted gross revenues calculation will include all revenues earned by telecom, including core as well as non-core operations like deposit interest and other asset sales. The definition of AGR has been under litigation for over 14 years. In 2005, Cellular Operators Association of India challenged the government's definition of for the AGR calculation. But later in 2019, the Supreme Court ruled in favor of the Department of Telecom and upheld the definition of AGR as stipulated by them and ordered the operators to pay 92,000 crores as a back charges to Department of Telecom.
What is five force analysis for telecommunication industry? Competition in the industry. The competition in the telecom industry is stiff because of the ever ongoing price wars, short life of new innovations, moreover due to the deregulation and increasing capital market has opened the gates to new competitors. The effect of this force are determined by the following. High exit barrier. The telecom industry has high exit barriers due to its specialized equipment. High fixed cost. The telecom industry has high fixed cost, which makes the entry barrier also very high for the industry. But the biggest entry barrier for this industry is access to finance. Undoubtedly, when the financing options are less, the rate of entry in the industry slows. More innovations, more competition. In this industry, companies focus their resources on research and development and marketing more than anything else. Due to this, if one of the firms launches a new innovation, the other attack with counter innovation. To sum up, this is the main reason of rivalry in this industry. Potential of new entrants into the industry. Telecom industry has many entry barriers. Since the telecom industry is capital intensive in nature, the biggest barrier becomes access to finance. The threat of entrance increases when the capital market is generous, and if there are fewer financing options available in the market, then their threat decreases considerably. Other entry barriers are licensing and operating regulation adapted by the Government of India, and so is the consolidation. Threat of substitute product. A substitute of a product is the one which is similar to the product and not identical. As this industry is ever evolving, the threat of substitute is always high. Especially the services and products from non-traditional telecom industries like cable TV and satellite operators which compete for the buyers. The voice traffic of the wireless telecom operators has been drastically reduced due to substitutes like IP telephone, email, and other instant messaging platforms. But there are no commercially viable substitute available as of today's situation. To sum up, in this industry, force of threat of substitute is determined by the availability of very close substitute and low customer loyalty. Bargaining power of suppliers. If there is a monopoly of supplier, then the power has no limits. This force is also dependent on the level of switching cost and terms and conditions laid down by the supplier. Undoubtedly, without all the equipment such as the high-tech broadband, fiber optic cable and wires, mobile handsets, etc., the firm in the industry won't be able to provide the required services and products to the customers. It may appear that the supplier have an upper hand with the telecom operators, but there are a large number of suppliers and it helps to dilute the bargaining power. Bargaining power of customers. Today's market is buyer-centric, thus giving the power to buyers of bargaining and to demand better and efficient products and services for the same price, impacting the profitability of the firm. Due to privatization and increasing competition in the telecom industry, the customers have various options to choose for and demand. Also, due to low switching costs and increase in income along with the development of IT technologies has resulted in changing buying pattern of the customers. Next slide.
So I'll start with the pitch analysis. Political. Banks have an exposure of INR 1 lakh crore. Production incentive schemes will provide incentive for manufacturing telecommunication equipment that will drive costs down. Increasing foreign direct investment in telecommunication sector to 100% will provide new opportunities and growth potential to the industry. Economical. Price sensitive market. As we know, telecommunication market is a price sensitive market where it is easy for user to switch from one operator to another operator. The threat of forming a duopoly. The Vodafone and Idea are currently debt ridden. They are facing huge amount they have to repay in debt and in fines. So this poses a threat that in future the industry will become with only two major players, Airtel and Jio, and they will control the whole market. Already debt-ridden industry requires more fund as there is new technological development every day with 5G and artificial intelligence. They require more funds. Social. A difficult horizontal growth in the sector, increasing safety concerns due to the 5G and radiation has caused many to suspect whether this growth is necessary or not. Technological. 5G in telecom brings much more to the table. It is not only a technological advancement, it is a race that needs to be won by every operator. Using of AI can help in driving down costs and help in the growth of the industry. Starlink can be the new thing that causes disruption in the market as it aims to provide satellite-based internet to the whole country. Improvement in mobile phones have greatly benefited the telecommunication industry as it has provided cheap and efficient mobile phones that can be used to connect to the world. Legal. Due to the disruption faced by the industry and its hardship, there has been some actions taken. Telecommunication have been granted 4-year loan moratorium period for their outstanding adjusted gross revenue payments. And in that, non-telecom revenues has to be excluded, scraping off spectrum usage charges also. These action has taken to ease some weight of the telecommunication industry and further their growth.
After fiercely entering the market, Jio majorly reduced its competitors by flanking the market, making portability easy, and introducing internet and calling services at staggering low rates. It placed itself in a position of cost advantage, disrupting the market and taking the majority of the share. The main players remaining in the market are Airtel, Vodafone Idea, and BSNL. Jio is still trying to keep its ARPU below its closest competitor, Airtel, to stay in a position of cost advantage, which is reflective in the above graph, citing the EBITDA of various players. However, currently Airtel has a lower customer attrition rate than Jio, which can be a result of its digital services. Airtel is taking measured steps to stay ahead in the digital revenue race. Bharti Airtel currently has industry-leading usage metrics, with data consumption standing at 16 GB a month per user and voice usage at 1005 minutes a month per customer. In contrast to that, Jio's metrics stand at 12 GB and 776 minutes per month for data and voice usage respectively. This tells that despite having a lower market share, Airtel is performing well in the terms of customer satisfaction. Coming to BSNL, founded in 2000, it made the name for itself in the telecom industry as a regional player. BSNL provides its customers with a range of telecommunication and internet services. As the telecom market felt pressure from an increasing number of competitors, even BSNL, a government-held company, had to embrace the digital marketing revolution and be a part of the paradigm shift in marketing. While BSNL may have lost a lot of ground, with newer technology coming in, it still has the chance to bounce back. Over the years, Vodafone is also trying to stay in the race by diversifying its businesses from being merely a mobile telephony company to emerging as a major player in communication services industry, which deals in broadband services, Internet of Things, cloud services, etc. It has differentiated itself and entered different market spheres like IIoT and cloud services. It plans to make a strong comeback in the telecom sectors and fight its competitors with deeper pockets. Next slide, please.
Cost advantage of Jio. Reliance Jio possesses self-owned 2.7 lakh kilometers, largest fiber OFC network in India. No need to lease OFC from other infrastructure providers company. Deep pockets. Strong financial support from parent company Reliance Industry is other great factors for Reliance Jio. Low tariffs will wipe out the competitors who will find it difficult to sustain. Third, focus on 4G. While in the case of Reliance Jio, it only has 4G, no 2G and 3G. This offers 4G its benefits as itself. The providing multiple network on a single tower is expensive task for other operators. This does not have to be borne by Jio. Product differentiation of Airtel. Airtel, being a longer player, has strengthened its services to be one of the best telecom providers in India. It has developed strong customer care unit and gives specific competitive advantage. It also purchased Tata Telecom Services, Videocon, and Telenor to increase its spectrum reach. Airtel has become a strong enterprise service, which are the largest contributor to its revenue. Its history and the level of service it provides are unparalleled, making them the favorite network for the corporates. Airtel also provides exclusive B2B services such as cloud-based services, data center-based services, and data and application-based services, etc.
So now we will talk about some major concerns that are being faced by the players in the telecom sector and what is the way forward. First, falling average revenue per user after Jio's entry. Due to the continuous falling average revenue per user, bottom line has shrunk for the whole sector and they are forced to rely on external sources of finances for implementing immediate capex plans relating to 5G. Second, outstanding adjusted gross revenue payments. Moratorium extension by the government on spending AGR dues will be a big relief to the sector. Third, infrastructure and R&D cost pressure for transition to 5G. Government PLI schemes will help the cash-strapped telecom sector transition to 5G technology and make systematic investments into building a sustainable infrastructure and emerge as a global export player. Fourth, semiconductor shortage may allow slow down transition to 5G. Due to the global supply chain disruption, semiconductor shortages will further add on to the existing cost pressure because of rise in spending on export equipment. Fifth, additional liquidity to acquire spectrum for 5G. The sector would benefit from excess liquidity in the capital markets and low-cost borrowings to fund its transition to 5G. Sixth, low Earth orbit satellites and global competition. Some of the major players of the telecom sector have already started investing into the new age disruptive telecommunication technologies, which can completely revolutionize the existing cost structures. For example, Bharti Airtel, through its investments in OneWeb, has started exploring the technology and is rapidly involved in launching the commercial satellites. Thank you.